Hey guys, it's the FBI here. Let's go over the Glory Arena and how to make the perfect setup for defense. First, we're going to click in it, go to defense lineup. Now, with the understanding that this only works for this doesn't work for any other part of the game, we are guaranteed that it's going to be ground on ground, mount on mount, range on range. This will not work on any other place, a battlefield or PvP. What I'm going to say now only holds true for this event because it's forced same suit battles. Alright, with that in mind, when we do the ground, automatically take this tree and you're going to want to max out the mounts. Go to the bottom to the top and you want to do 10,000 on the mounts, all the way top to bottom. That's a no-brainer. Now, with that in mind, if you imagine someone else on your server watches this video or somebody else has a brain, you want to counter that by taking your top 3 ranges and max the top 3 ranges out to 10,000. That will cover someone else that does the same thing and they send a full layer mount. And that will cover somebody else that does the full mount tree at you, okay, on their attack. And if they don't, it's only 30,000 and it'll be behind your paywall and they'll be shooting over the shoulder and it'll still break even, if not go a little positive. It'll depend on the buffs at that point. Now, the next thing is, that's that. So the siege on the mount don't really do that great. We're going to spend more of our power on focused. Now you see on the siege, I kind of flaked it down like 2,500, 25. I didn't really put a lot of emphasis on it. We're going to go about half your march on your top. The next, you're going to spend about most of it on the second, and then the rest on the third. And then I put it like a 30,000 layer. And then, now, you don't want to come up short because this other person sent these 10,000 layers. So you want to have 10,000 layers the rest of the way down so you have adequate. When they go to that pay line, you at least got 10,000 that show up. And it doesn't overwork your top. This makes for the perfect setup. Now you can play with these top 3 numbers. Maybe sending 4/5, that. But I found this to be, because my march size is 75 here, I send 3, 2, and 2. If I had 6,000, it'd probably be 2, 2, and 2. And if it was 5,000, it'd probably be 2.5, 2, and then 1. But in these proportions. Now let's go to range. Range, automatically, you're going to do ground. Top to bottom, 10,000. Because that's the counter unit. So we want to have as much ground in this as possible for your defense. And at the same time, we want to have little to no mount. But you don't want to put 0, because then you'll be taking 100% attack without having any kind of shield. So, like I said, little, but not 10,000. Our ground's going to be our wall. Now, just like the last, we're going to have a siege this time, our top. Well, I took it down quite a bit. Take the siege as far as you feel comfortable. At least 5 or 6 layers, because while it's attacking all that ground, that siege will be hitting it in the background. Then we're going back to the same proportions, which I kind of need to fix mine. Alright, 3.6, 2.1, and then 1.5. So 3, 2, 1. And now this right here is going to make a pretty sturdy range. So when it goes range on range, I'm going to have the power, I'm going to have the ground, and I'm not going to have these mounts giving up. What would have been these 10,000 mounts all the way down is now 140,000. Oh, I got 15. Is 150,000 extra range troops now attacking. Alright, now on the mount. Same thing as before. Top to bottom, fill out the range, because it only makes sense. Fill out the range, and now get rid of the ground, because the ground is now worthless. We want to go super heavy on the mount, because the mount's the first thing that gets attacked. So before the ground even gets into the battle, it's not going to be really there. So I went with 4, 6, 2, and then I finished the leftovers on the 3. And I threw a little bit of siege in, because it's going to be hitting with, to kill their range off from their range layers that's going to attack at the 10,000 mark. But there you go. Hope somebody makes use of it. And the same principle works on the attacking layers. If you know you're going ground on ground attack, the range should be maxed. No, ground on ground. The mount should be maxed. The range should be less as possible. Maybe on the very, very top layers, so they hit over the shoulder. But by the time they get into the battle, you only have 2 or 3, and they would already have done it, and you won't. The power of the loss won't be there. But all right, guys, that's it.